Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's good to be here. It is an honor and a privilege to be here to present today. And I'd like to just, first of all, I'd like to thank WEAC for putting together this event, and also Mansfield, the police department, and also Richland County Sheriff's Office for coming together for an event such as this to honor such a worthy cause, especially for the fallen, the ones who have given the ultimate sacrifice. You know, when you sacrifice your life, it's something to say about that. You got to have a vision in order to bring your life to the table, and I just want to let y'all know that I appreciate you, because the community definitely does need it. My name is Carlos Christian. I'm the president and founder of the Starts Within organization, and what we do is we work with individuals who are currently incarcerated. We also work with that same group of individuals after they get released as well. Our mission is to reduce the recidivism rate. We get that done through education and mentoring, whether it be teenagers to adults, from women to men. We work with them all. We are just focused on literally reducing the recidivism rate so we can ultimately increase public safety. But I'm gonna be honest with everybody in this room right now. I'm telling you this, I mean, just from where I'm coming from, about 22 years ago, I could not have imagined myself in a room such as this. I'm like in awe, and God is great, right? Because I'm like in awe right now. I mean, not to be ready to run or nervous or something like that, right? Because, I mean, being in a room like this, it would compromise what I was trying to get accomplished with the information that I had when I was 13 years old. I said that I was going to try to sell drugs to be able to make it to my next level, because that's what the environment that I was raised in taught me, that that's the way that I was going to be able to make it. But it didn't happen like that. At 19 years old, I got hit with a 10-year prison sentence, and I said, whoa, this ain't right. This is not where I should be at. And one thing that I started to realize is that everybody who thought that they were going to be able to make it by selling drugs, nobody really ever made it. And I said that everybody usually is either incarcerated or they are killed. And then that's when I had a come to myself moment. You know, I said, man, hold up. This is not me. And then that's when I started to put in the work to really start to develop myself. I had a 3-month-old son when I got incarcerated at 19. He would be 10 years old when I would get released. And I said, I cannot afford to have my son do the same thing that I am currently doing right now in a facility 10 years after I come home when he turns 20 years old. So I got to make sure that I put in the necessary work so I can change and not change, evolve. Because when you change, you can go back to that same old thing. But when you evolve, then you can't go back to that. See, evolution and change is different. See, because if I just change my coat and I put on another coat, I say, man, this coat don't fit me, and I'm going to put that coat, well, this coat don't feel good, I'm going to put that coat back on. I just change the coats. But if I evolve, I can't put that coat back on no more because it's too small. It's a onesie, and I'm a grown man. I cannot put back on a onesie. That's what I had to do with my mentality. I said that I had to take the mentality that had gotten me incarcerated, and I have to do something else. I have to get different information. Information influences thinking, and thinking controls behavior. So I said that I got to go out there and get different information that contradicts the information that I was operating off of, because that information that I was operating off of was bogus information. It was not accurate. It was not going to get me in a place that was desirable. Because when I looked down the hallways of the prison, I said that this is not desirable. I don't want to be standing up for count. I don't want to be separated from my children. I don't want to be going through this type of living. This is not my idea of success. So I got to do something to combat that. And the best thing that I can do is I got to start within. That means that I got to start within myself. I got to go out there and get the information. I got to process the information. I got to apply the information to my actual life and see the change that I need to see. I dedicated myself while I was incarcerated During my time, I said that I'm going to make sure that I write my son once a week, every week. I'm going to make sure that when he comes up here to visit me, I'm going to tell him everything that I know. He's going to see a whole different individual. He's not about to see an outlaw. He's about to see a civilian. I said that I'm going to be a civilian while I'm incarcerated, so then when I get released, I can be a civilian as well. I'm not about to be an outlaw while I'm incarcerated, so when I get released, I'll still have the mentality of an outlaw, and then I'll get reincarcerated. I said that I'm going to take on civilian ways so I can get civilian benefits, because I do not like the outlaw benefits. It was conflicting to my spirit. This was what I did when I was inside, and I said that, man, you know what, I got a vision, and then I got released after 10 years doing my time. I got released, and after putting in the work, after graduating from college while I was incarcerated for business management with a 3.83 GPA, let me get it right. I said, it's time to go home now. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I was not nervous when it was time to go home. The reason why I was not nervous is because I was prepared. Opportunity meets preparation, you have success. So I said I wasn't nervous. I was ready to rock and roll after doing a 10-year prison sentence at 29 years old. From 19 to 29 years old, I said that I'm ready to rock and roll, and I'm ready to get to it. Exciting times. I was able to come home to my son, and I seen my son right there, and the mother of my son, she said, you know what, raise our son to be a man. He's 10 years old now, and he's starting to look into the streets as a place of influence, and I need you to fulfill the role that you are supposed to fulfill with our son, so he do not do the same thing that you did that got you to where you just came from. I was ready to rock and roll. And I took advantage of that opportunity to develop my son. My son right now is 21 years old. He graduated from Westerville South in 2015. He went on to college because he has a different mentality now.
That's good. Yeah.
I established a positive relationship with my children. His mother signed custody of him over to me when I got released from prison, and she said, raise our son to be a man, and I said, yes. This is what it's about. This is what it's about. So I said, you know what? Why am I like the way that I am? How did I get to where I am currently at? And I said that it was information. I had to abandon a belief system that put me in places in life that I did not desire to be. Bogus information. So then I said that, you know what, 4 years after I got released from prison, I said that I'm going back inside of the facilities now because this is my assignment. See, when you are in service, when you are a servant, it's just saying that you are trying to make sure that the earth is the way that we desire it to be. We are responsible for the earth, ladies and gentlemen. We have been given dominion over the earth. That means that the earth is our responsibility. So I said that I got to go back inside of the facility, and I got to give the men and women the information that they need so that they can abandon the mentality that gets people incarcerated. Implemented programming, which starts within organization, to be able to get that done. Because it's value in every last one of us. So I know that they are coming home, and being that 95% of the individuals are coming home, at the end of the day, I want to go outside of my community, and I want it to be harmonious. I want it to be jovial. I want it to be good stuff. I want it to look like Marbury from Andy Griffin, like Mayberry. Yeah. Like, that's what I envision. That's what I hold on to. So then that's why I say that we got to take a unified effort to be able to get that done. Because something that great is not going to be able to get done with divisive talk, with divisive actions. The only way that something that great is going to be able to get done is from a unified effort. That means that we got to come together. Police, officers, community, we got to come together, and we got to look towards the same direction. We want it to be Mayberry. That is something that's great. It's bigger than you and I. So that's what I want you to know, is that it's not done in vain. The work that you do, the contribution that you make to society, to be willing to sacrifice your life. You don't know what's going to happen when you pulling somebody over. I understand that. I get it. You just have a belief that the contribution that I have to make is going to make this world a better place. And some people have lost their lives because they believe that the contribution that they were going to make is going to make this world a better place. We cannot let that go in vain. We must unify, look towards the same direction, and get it done.
Yes. Yeah.
Exciting times that we are in right now. Exciting times that we are in. And I'm gonna close it out with, I'm gonna let you know this. I'm in different facilities, prisons all around the state. Right now we're going into Indiana as well, to where they're doing a background check on me, and I'm like, man, it's dirty. I'm telling you, it's gonna come back dirty. I'm letting you know. Right now, the background check is not going to come back good. But it's the right now check that is valid. Who I am right now. It's not about who I was, it's about who I am. Because that is what will dictate where I will go. All of these different facilities that I'm going in, and it's just, and being able to partner with governmental agencies, from the director of ODRC, well, he retired, Gary Moore, just partnering with all of these individuals to be able to get the job done that needs to be gotten done. It is men and women right now that's in a class, and they are saying, man, I've never been told this stuff before. So if you've never been told this information, then how can you operate in any different way? Unified effort. We collaborated, the Starts With An Organization collaborated with the Delaware County Sheriff, Russell Martin. And I remember when he called me into the facility and he had me giving me a tour, and I say, oh, this is heavy duty now. I'm in the jail now. I'm going into jail. And he was doing a tour, and he said, Carlos, man, I want you to, just speak with the man and do the programming with the man. So then we implemented a parenting program with the man who was in Delaware County Jail. But the thing about Sheriff Russell Martin, and this is what I'm talking about, a unified effort. Sheriff Russell Martin, he says that, you know what, Carlos, hey, man, I want to go ahead and purchase your books. He purchased over 600 copies of my book, Prison Without Bars and the Walking Logo. He spreads it throughout the entire jail. That means that I come up to people every other day and they say, man, I read your book inside the Delaware County Jail. It changed my life. Only thing that I'm talking about in my books is telling them how to take advantage of your time so you can develop a mentality that will not get you incarcerated, and quit saying that it's about everybody else and start to focus on developing yourself. If you develop yourself, then you will be in the place in life that you desire to be. But if you want somebody else to do all that they need to do for you to be successful, a lot of times you won't be successful. You got to do all that you need to do for you to be successful.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what the book says, in a nutshell. So people are getting that information, and for him to purchase the books and spread them throughout the county jail. And I said, you know what, man, Sheriff Russell Martin, I'm gonna ask you this, man. Where do you get the funds to purchase these books? Because every time I turn around, you saying, let me get another 100, let me get another 100. And I say, wow. He says, Carlos, I purchased your books with seized drug money. I can't make this stuff up with my wildest imagination. I'm dead serious. He says, Carlos, I can either spend that seized drug money on education, training, or equipment. I choose to take some of that drug money and I choose to reinvest it back into the community. So then when these individuals get released from this jail, they will have a whole new way of thinking, and then they will not be a threat to the community no longer because they have a different way of thinking. So I'd rather invest into the community. I said, wow, I cannot believe this. I need to get that on tape. So because it's so unbelievable, it's on the Walking Logo documentary. You can see it on the website. Because I'm like, this is not even possible. like hard to believe? So when you see me doing an interview with Sheriff Russell Martin inside of Delaware County Jail in an empty jail cell, and one thing that Delaware Sheriff Russell Martin, he said that, Carlos, man, because I got a tagline that I've been pushing. I say, turn the penitentiary on its head, stand the community on its feet. By turning the mentality on its head that continues to fill the prisons. Before change can be seen externally, change must be done internally. That's my time. I appreciate you.